everyone, it's Christine, and Happy New Year to you all. I'm purposely recording this vlog in front of this white wall that represents the fresh slate that the new year brings. It's a time where we can sort of review the past year and set some intentions for the coming year. It's also a time when many people are making resolutions. You may be one of them, but I'm going to encourage you not to do that, and here's why. Usually resolutions come from a misunderstanding that we need to be more, better, or different in some way, or something in our life needs to be more, better, different in some way, and then we will be happy, fulfilled, loved, fill in the blank. And what I notice in coaching people for years is that they end up getting in their own way because they're creating these resolutions from a place of lack and from a place of criticism, which is why year after year after year, they kind of make the same resolutions, hoping that this year will be the year that I'll finally drop that weight or start that business or whatever it may be. So just ditch the whole resolution idea because it's probably coming from a more, better, different place, and follow this ritual that I've been engaging in for the past 10 years instead, or create one of your own. So I'm going to walk you through it and tell you some of the secrets and tips that really make this even more effective and more fun. And I also wrote down the steps in my blog so you can follow along there as well. So how you want to begin is on December 31st. And if it's not December 31st, if you're watching this later, that's okay. Just anytime around the new year is fine. What you want to do is create your year in review. And before you begin this process, you really want to make this sacred. Set aside some time where you will be alone and undisturbed and create some ambiance. Lighting a candle is really, really a good thing to do. Maybe put on some music, get nice and cozy. Make sure you're in a clean space, where you're not in your office looking at piles of to-do lists or in your kitchen looking at dirty dishes. You really want to have a nice, clean space to do this in. So, when you're ready to begin, you want to just kind of settle in and do a short meditation and really take some time to get centered. I also have a free New Year's meditation for you that's also downloadable if you just click the link, where I walk you through a 12-minute journey that's sort of similar to this process. So that's something you can use to help you get started. But after you're in that quiet space and you're feeling really present, you just take yourself down a trip through memory lane and you go through the year, January through December 31st, chronicling the major events, the things that happened, the people that came into your life, or the people that went away, or the aha moments, or your biggest laughs, celebrations, learning experiences, whatever you can come up with, and let the calendar sort of be the trigger, the reminder of these events. And as you're going through, just notice what feelings come up, notice what thoughts come up, and allow yourself to do a little reminiscing. If you want to share that with anyone that was particularly special or pivotal to you this year, sharing your year in review is a wonderful thing to do, but it's a process you really want to do on your own. So after you complete your year in review, you start to extract the themes. What were the major lessons that you learned? Who are the people that really showed up for you? What were the aha moments and learning experiences? What were the celebrations? What were really the wins? What did you really let go of this year? And have tremendous gratitude for that, all of it. The thing about acceptance is that we accept everything that happens to us, even if we don't necessarily like it. And if we can have gratitude for even the things we don't like, then we move into more of an abundance mentality. And that's the mentality to actually manifest and co-create from. So after you look through your list and you get some of your themes, you're going to do a let-go process. And all of us, when we look back on the year, there's some things that we wouldn't really want to do again. Some patterns we want to let go of, some habits we want to stop playing into, maybe even some people, some relationships that have reached their expiration date. So on a separate sheet of paper, you're going to write down the things you want to let go of. Maybe it's a pattern. Maybe it's a person, a habit, laziness, procrastination, eating too late at night, whatever it may be. Also, look at the limiting beliefs that you bought into this year. Comparing yourself to other people, thinking you're not good enough, taking rejection personally. What are the limiting beliefs that you really want to let go of? I am not enough in some way is a big one we can all let go of. So after you write down that list of everything you're letting go of, you want to burn it. If you can't burn it, you can rip it up in little teeny pieces. But before you do, here is the key. You have to challenge yourself and say, am I really willing to let go of these things? Because everything that we do, all our patterns, all our limiting beliefs, when we're hanging on to them, there's some kind of payoff. So before you let these things go, get clear on what the payoffs are and challenge yourself and say, am I really willing to let these go? And if you're not, ask, what is the payoff I'm getting? And creatively find another way that you can get that same experience or that same result that's in a more life-affirming way. So when you feel done, when you feel complete, and again, you don't want to create this list from anger, like I'm letting this go. You want to do it from a place of acceptance, do it from a place of gratitude. Be a student of your life rather than a victim or someone who's just reacting to it, right? We want to study and investigate. So you've got your list, you're willing to let it go, you realize that if there are any payoffs you're receiving, you're going to co-create them in a different way that's more life-affirming, and then you burn it, you let it go, you rip it up. And make this ceremonial. Really feel as you're watching the paper burn or as you're ripping it up, really feel yourself letting go. And so that's what you do on December 31st. And you've created this kind of big release, and you can go out and have your New Year's plans, whatever those may be. So then on January 1st, and hopefully you didn't drink too much on December 31st because you really want your consciousness to be clear and clean. If it's not on January 1st, maybe do this on January 2nd. So when you're in that space of feeling like you're ready to, again, tap in to really channel what your year is about, then set aside that sacred time and that sacred space, light your candle, put on your music, listen to a guided meditation from me or someone else, guide yourself through your own meditation if you want, and start to call in this year. What is this year going to be for you? And instead of thinking form, the physical things, think of what you'd like to experience, how you'd like to feel. Now, what really is going to excite you in the morning? What is the feeling you'd like to wake up with? And start to feel those feelings in your body, and then let your mind start to put images and form on it. So many of us create these resolutions from our head, and we don't stop and meditate and check in and really listen to our heart and listen to the divine and our authentic self. It's our ego that does most of our resolution making. So put your ego aside for a moment, check into your heart, let your authentic self speak to you. Open up to what the divine, the universe, God, whatever you call it, wants to share. And as you do that, and as you quietly let things unfold rather than making this list like, you know, what I want for Christmas, see what images, what feelings, what sensations emerge. And then make your list of what you'd like to co-create in 2014. What are the things that you'd like to experience? Who are the people that you'd like to call in? What are the memories you'd like to create? What are the habits you'd like to reinforce? What are the beliefs you'd like to really start believing? And make this list something that you can refer to every day and that you can add to, because the beginning of the year is not the only time to set these intentions in motion. And here's the key with setting these intentions. As you're making your list, check in and ask yourself, do I believe this can happen for me? Because sometimes we'll write something down, but we've got an undercurrent of, well, I don't really know. You want to make sure that everything you're writing, that your beliefs align with it. And I've spoke about the flaw with the law of attraction in the past. We can make all the lists and vision boards that we want, but if our belief system doesn't align with it, then it's really not going to happen. So a big part of what I would love for you to co-create this next year is a belief system that truly supports you and truly serves you. So that's the process. After you complete your list, you can place it somewhere where you can see it every day, or you can create an intention box where you put other objects that remind you of the feelings and the experiences you want to co-create this year, and put it on your altar or somewhere special and sacred to you. Remember, in this process, you are a co-creator. Now, the universe is always there to support us. We have to put our order in, and we have to do the work. We can't just do action without intention and without connection. And we can't just connect and have intention without action. We need both. So I hope this process supports you and that you have an amazing new year. This is going to be an incredible year for so many of us. There's lots of shifting and lots of changing. I'm wishing you all your heartfelt desires, many, many blessings, and much peace and love for the coming year. Thanks again for being part of this community. I love sharing with you every week. I'll see you soon.